we're a retailer, so in many ways we ride on the back of the work that many of these people get. The biggest challenges we're facing is that as a country, as a society, we're faced with very new technologies but very old ways of thinking. And I think Valentine captured that very well in his comments about value. You know, how can it be that somebody would load 1,000? As a matter of fact, what should be happening is that because the cost base of operating a network like this as a bank is lower, we should actually be paying the person more than they would be making in a typical savings account. So we should really be thinking less about value destruction and more about value creation. Many people that, I speak ad nauseum, even internally within the company, even externally in places like this, about my experience with China and what we've seen in China. And how some of the money market accounts there have created mobile solutions for you to deposit your money into a money market fund and earn much higher interest rates than any money market fund will give you that operates brick and mortar or cement-based kind of distribution networks. Why? Because there is no brick and mortar. It's a much cheaper cost base, so you can pay people more. I think the important thing to understand is that human beings are economic animals. They want value and they want convenience. That's ultimately what they want. And if you give them both of those things, then I think you start to see financial inclusion. It doesn't matter whether this person is semi-literate, not to assume that old gentleman spoke to Khan was illiterate, but even if he's illiterate, people will understand economic value. If you can give them value, you can give them convenience, they will use it, and that's been our experience. I think the other thing that's also very critical to doing this from my point of view is this word mobile. It's very easy because we do mobile money. It's very easy to forget about the implications of this first part of that concept, mobile. We as a retailer, for example, I'll give you an example. For the first year of our existence, we didn't even have a mobile site. We were playing around with it, toying around with it, and then we launched the mobile site. And then 2 weeks ago, we released a mobile application, an Android application. I'm sure that we are familiar with applications at this point. Everybody has them. And in the span of about 3 weeks, we started seeing 10% of our transactions flowing through that mobile application. Not even just the website, in 3 weeks. And that tells you about where this country is going. So what does that mean? You can drive the hardware cost down, and then the cost of broadband is also being driven down. And we're kind of already doing that in Nigeria. Today it's cheaper to get mobile data on your phone in Nigeria than in Indonesia and South Africa. Then some of these things will remain impacted. So, that would be my thought as a retailer. We want some of these problems to be solved because today, 70% of Nigerians, up to 80% in some days, would rather pay on delivery than the order from us. I don't think the concept of pay on delivery will go away. I don't have a problem with pay on delivery. The problem we have is that of those 80% that pay on delivery, when we do pay on delivery, when we deliver to them, 70% of the 80% insist on paying cash. And that makes no sense. Those transactions at that point of the transaction should be done in another manner.